Welcome to Sean Can't Cook, but John Can. Sean and I have been actors for many years, but I assure you, this is no act. He really can't cook. I'm going to teach Sean, and you at home, how to feel more comfortable in the kitchen, preparing tasty recipes that even the most novice of cooks can create. I will show you step by step how to construct each dish so that when your friends come over, they'll ask, "How'd you learn how to make that?" If you already know how to cook, I hope you'll find a few recipes to add to your repertoire. Let's see what's on today's menu. Hello, and welcome to Season 4, Episode 4, another season finale of Sean Can't Cook, but John Can.
I'm learning.
He's learning. I like that. Good tagline. And it's true, you are learning. And I hope you're learning at home if you don't know how to cook. And if you do know how to cook, I hope you're going to love this recipe because this is your favorite dessert.
This is my favorite thing that John makes.
This is maybe my top 2 favorite desserts. I love carrot cake, and I love this carrot cake recipe. It's fantastic, and I've seen some recipes online that have a lot of different spices. Like we did the spiced pancakes with like 5 different spices. This has cinnamon, and that's all you need. It's the cinnamon, the nuts, the carrots. It just comes together with the cream cheese frosting. Check our bonus episode to show how to make that. So let's get the Sean Cam up and running, show you what goes into this, and we'll come back and put it all together. The ingredients that you will need for the carrot cake are 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons each of cinnamon, baking powder, and baking soda, 3/4 of a cup of chopped pecans, 1/4 of a cup of raisins. If you choose not to use raisins, just delete those and use 1 full cup of pecans, 4 large eggs, and the star of the show, 2 cups of shredded carrots that have been peeled, 1 cup of vegetable oil. I'm using canola. Don't use olive oil. It's got too much flavor. Safflower, sunflower, grapeseed, canola, those would all be good. And if you choose, you can have some additional ground pecans on top or the sides of the cake. The equipment that you'll need are 2 round or square baking pans. These have been floured and buttered. If you don't know how to do that, watch our video on how to prepare your pans. A bowl to sift the dry ingredients with, a spatula, and today I'm using our big stand mixer with the paddle attachment. If you don't have one, you can use a hand mixer or you can mix this by hand. And that's it. Let's make some cake.
Okay, so John, what do we need to do to get started?
Glad you asked. First thing we're going to do is sift the flour. Again, this is all-purpose flour. I'm not using cake flour. This is a heavier cake. You want a little more structure. This is the salt, cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder. That also goes in. And we're going to sift this.
So why do you sift?
It aerates the flour, takes out any lumps, adds a little bit of lightness to the cake. Is it essential? Certain things more so than others. I think this cake, it really helps because it is a heavier cake. This is not angel food cake.
It is a dense cake.
It's a dense cake, but it's a delicious cake. So, and if you get to the end and there's some little lumps, you can push those through. And that's that.
So what now?
So, we're going to set that aside. Next we go to the mixer. And we're going to put in the sugar. It's a lot of sugar, I know, but it's so good. And the oil. We're going to blend this in the mixer until it gets well incorporated. So this has been about a minute total. I'm just going to scrape it down a little bit. It's looking good. I'm going to go back in and mix this for another 30 seconds or so, and we'll come back and add the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to add some of the flour. we're just going to put in about half. And we're going to blend this on low so it doesn't go everywhere. And you want to get this mostly blended together. It doesn't have to fully be blended together. And you can scrape this down, which you probably will do.
Well, you can smell that cinnamon.
Yep. Wait till it gets in the oven. So we're going to do that. Scrape it down. And we're going to add 1 egg. Again, we're going to get this mostly blended together. That looks good. Let's add a 2nd egg. And if more than 1 egg falls in when you're trying to do this, the world will still revolve. Don't worry about it.
Well, that's you're dealing with those eggs and not me.
Yes, as we all know now, Sean does not like to deal with eggs. So I'm going to give this a little scrape. Scrape the bottom a little bit. This mixer pretty much gets the bottom, but I still do it anyway, just to make sure. And we're going to get this going for a few more seconds. That looks good. And we're going to put the rest of the flour in. All those wonderful bits of cinnamon. Don't want to miss any of that. Again, on very low.
So why do you use the lower setting?
Because if you don't, the flour is going to be everywhere.
Oh, so it's like that simple. It's not like
Yes.
It's just a okay.
Yes. So as you can see, the mixer's bogging down a little. It wants moisture. So in goes another egg. Let that go for a few seconds, and another egg. The last of that.
Oh, that color really changes.
Yeah, oh yeah, that cinnamon is in there. So we're going to give this another scrape. Make sure you get all the flour down in there. Again, as we've talked about with other things that have flour, you don't want to overwork this. We're not making a bread, so you don't want to develop the what, Sean? On the spot I've put him.
Tough.
What don't we want to develop?
I don't know. Tough bread.
Gluten.
Oh, gluten. I was going to say gluten.
There
actually.
you go. See?
I got distracted by the car horn outside. To be honest with you.
Welcome to our neighborhood. So we're just going to let this go for a few more seconds. Put it up to 2. Make sure everything is fully and well blended, but again, not overworked. Now comes the best part. The carrots can all go in, and make sure you get them all in there. The raisins, if you're using them. I'm sorry I interrupted you. What, Sean?
No. I was about to say, where are the raisins?
There they are, and the nuts. So all this is going to go in. Again, we're going to do this on low. It just changes everything once this goes in. Oh, it smells good already, and it's not even in the oven yet.
This comes together pretty quick.
It does. So we're going to put this up on 2, just for a few seconds. One final scrape of the bowl.
Sure, get the floor.
Checking the bottom, yes. Our friend's son calls scraping the bottom the floor. So you want to get this all back in there.
Let's let them look what the batter looks like. Look over here.
Go right for it.
Wow, it really cake in liquid form.
So I'm going to give this a final blend. And that's it. No overworked cakes here. We're going to put these into the pans. And you have to sort of guess, half and half. This is going to cook for about 30 to 40 minutes. We're going to check it at 30 to see how it is. So you want to level this out a little bit. And these look pretty even. This one might have a little bit more, but that's okay. Because when we check them, we're going to check both of them for doneness. So again, 350-degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes. We're going to check them at 30, see if they're done, and we'll come back and show you that. Toothpick time. The cakes have baked for 35 minutes. Let's go see if they're done.
They smell amazing.
Yes. So there's little holes. I've cheated. These
Okay.
are done, but I just want to show you
I'll really get in there.
what they look like.
Oh, nice and clean.
Nice and clean. There could be a couple of little pieces. You're just looking for raw dough.
Do we test the middle, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, because they bake from the outside. Also around the edge, you can see they're pulling away from the sides. That's also another indication that they are done.
Just like the quick breads.
Right. They sink a little in the middle sometimes. That's okay. What we're going to do is put this on the bottom, and we're going to ice that, and then we're going to use the bottom of the other one on top so it'll be flat.
Oh.
No one will ever know.
That's a great trick.
Yes. So these are going to cool for about 15 minutes in the pans, and we'll show you how to take them out and let them cool completely. We haven't said this in a while, but it smells really good in here.
It smells really good in here.
So we're going to get these out of the pan. So a knife.
Okay.
A knife.
I'm watching.
Oh, okay. So around the side, as you can see, these are separated from the side.
As they should.
So that's right. That's perfect. So the pans themselves are cool on the sides. The bottoms are hot, just so you know. Just so be careful. You give it a little shake. See if it feels loose, like it's coming out. Flip it onto your hand. And then just slide it onto there. And there you go. These need to cool completely before we frost them.
I was like, where's the icing?
Yeah, we gotta let these cool.
All I care about is the icing.
We're gonna let these cool, and we'll come back and show you how to frost it. Have you ever frosted a cake
No.
before?
How long did they cool?
You're going to. I didn't because I don't know.
Oh.
It depends on the temperature you live in. So at least I'd say probably 45 minutes. No, it's gonna be more like an hour or two. You really want to make sure these are cool before you put the frosting on it, or it will melt. So let's let these cool, and we're going to have some cream cheese frosting on top, which you can watch our other bonus episode to see how to make that. And we'll get these iced up, and then we're going to eat some. We'll be right back. So you want to be careful with this when you frost. You want a generous amount in the middle, at least I do. So we talked a little bit about the sinking of the cake. Oh, various accoutrements. You could have a flat, an angled one, a big one, a little one, a regular knife, whatever you have to frost. So it's just a matter of just being gentle with it, getting it evenly around. So I'm jumping all over the place. We're going to talk about the sinking of the cake. So the reason it did it this time for me, there are various reasons. If your oven isn't hot enough, that might happen. If your baking powder has expired, which mine did not. I checked it, it was fine. But I got a little anxious.
Someone was excited for his
I was like,
cake.
is the cake ready? Is the cake? And so I opened the door too soon, and I think that's why it sunk.
And the cake fell.
Yeah, just a little bit. So just make sure you let it go a full 30 minutes.
Well, you make this look easy.
Before you check.
You really make this look very easy.
What? This is nothing. So anyway, the how many times am I going to say the?
I don't know.
The concave part is at the bottom of this. So the concave part is at the bottom of this, so we're going to have a nice flat top. So we're just going to slide this off. Nope. And just place it on top. Get it centered, and it's not. Just zhush it over there a little bit. So now you're going to do the top part.
So like what you just did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are you nervous?
No, I just don't know what you're doing.
So
I always hold these kitchen utensils like they're weapons. I'm like, I don't know, I'm ready.
Or that you're terrified of them. So go for it. See? Nice and easy, right?
Is it?
I don't know, is it?
I guess so. It's spongy.
So yeah, you want to be careful with it. And oh, by the way, this cake is best made a day ahead of time. Put it in the refrigerator. The flavors just seem to meld together.
It's really good the next day.
Yeah, it really is. It gets nice and cold. If you don't like it to eat it cold, you can sit it out for a little bit.
I do. I like it cold.
I do too. I love carrot cake cold. It should be cold because it's cream cheese frosting, and you don't want that to spoil. So, are you having fun?
I'm gonna write my name in it.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know. What am I doing?
You just want to try and get some of that middle part out to the edge without destroying the cake.
Okay.
So
don't be heavy. Don't have a heavy hand.
That's right. So we're going to take some of the extra pecans and sprinkle those on top. You can do them on the side. It gets a little messy, and you can do that around. I just put them on top. I think it's easier. So we're going to do the sides next.
Okay, what now?
I'm not the best cake froster either, I have to admit. I've used both of these.
I'm not even a cake froster, so you're ahead of me.
The angle.
I don't know. Feel free to play.
When you do the sides, you just want to grab. Let's switch places here.
Okay.
I'm confused. And oops. You just want to start on the side and go down to the bottom without trying to make too much of a mess on it. And you're trying to cover up the cake on the sides. And if it doesn't fully, we're cooks, we're not chefs, so.
It's weird to be over on this side.
Oh my gosh, we did it once before.
I feel like I need to introduce the show or something.
We did it once before. So, you can just go along. You want to try that a little?
Oh.
Go ahead. We may put a little too much in the middle, which was my fault. We're going to run out here a little bit. We'll have enough to cover the sides. So. But you're doing it. You're doing this.
It's going to be a long night, everyone.
Oh no, because we want to eat this thing.
Shoot. Oh boy. You know what? You might have to just finish this thing.
We're going to finish this up, put the nuts on top, and then we're going to have a taste and show you what it looks like on the inside. So we will be right back.
We'll be right back.
Adaptable cooking. I decided, you know what? I put too much icing in the middle. So there wasn't enough to really cover it on the edge to make it look beautiful. So I'm going to put the nuts on the side after all. Now, the best way to do it is to have parchment paper underneath so that when the nuts go down, you just pull it off and it presents itself beautifully. I didn't do that. So adaptable cooking, I use a spoon and put them in my hand. And what you want to do is sort of just press them on the side. And yeah, it's going to make a mess.
It's all kind of a little bit.
And this is why the other tray is down below.
Well, this looks good.
And you just want to sort of push them in.
This looks great. They really stick.
They do. And again, those at the bottom, we're going to scoop those off. Mm-hmm. So you just
I like this technique.
Just
this
keep
is great.
Going round and round. It's oh boy, it's a bit of a mess sometimes, but
I'm just sort of shocked at how well they stick to it.
This is the behind the scenes, folks. Oh, I'm looking at the camera thinking I'm on camera, but I'm not. It's just the cake.
No, just the cake.
The cake is the star. So
acting for nothing.
That's right. So, what was I going to say? I don't know. Oh, this is the behind the scenes that nobody has to see.
Okay.
But when they come over and see this cake, they'll say, wow, that's beautiful. So we're just going to keep going around. And if you run out of nuts, just scoop these off and you'll have more. But I've got plenty here. So we're going to finish this up and show you what the product looks like when it's done. Carrot cake. Yum.
It happened.
Yes. Now, full disclosure, this hasn't been refrigerated yet. So it's better when it's refrigerated. It cuts more easily. So I don't know what this is going to be like when we cut this. But as you saw today, adaptable cooking, it sunk in the middle because Johnny, anxious, had to get his cake done. So be patient is my motto today, even though I'm not. So we're going to cut this and we'll see what it looks like. But this shows you it's pretty level on top. We had decided to do the nuts on the side. What the heck?
It looks great.
So we cleaned it up after the nuts were all there. So let's just cut and shut and cut. Shut up and cut up. So again, when this is cooler,
it's more firm.
Yes. So yes. So plate.
Oh.
Plate. There you go.
Oh wow.
Well, I'm licking my fingers on camera.
It looks amazing. You
But
were licking your fingers on camera.
But I won't touch the cake. I won't touch the cake.
It's your piece anyway.
I know, but you know that would be.
Wow.
So as you can see,
It turned out great.
even with the sunken layers, it doesn't really show up. And again, it's going to firm up the icing a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's just have a bite.
All right.
This is what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. Mmm. 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 You have to talk.
It's as good as it always is. I mean, it's really moist and it doesn't taste super bad for you.
Well,
the icing is amazing. I could eat a bucket of it.
The cake with just the cinnamon, to me, is fantastic. You want to throw other spices in, that's fine. I love it with just the cinnamon. It's really good. Again, this will all firm up when it's in the refrigerator, and you do need to store it in the refrigerator. I can't remember if I mentioned this or not. I prefer pecans. I was using walnuts. The pecans are a little sweeter, like it needs more sweetness. But I just think the pecans taste better than walnuts. But adaptable cooking, you can use whatever. Oh my gosh, you're almost done.
It's so good.
This is usually me, folks. So thank you for watching. Subscribe below, somewhere down there. Hit that button. Find us on Instagram, on Facebook. Sean can't cook, but John can. And of course, you're following us on YouTube, I'm sure, by subscribing below.
And make this.
Make this, yes.
Share it with your friends. It's delicious.
Again, even if it falls a little bit, you can cover it up with our little tricks. And I wanted to show this. You know, we could have cut this and refill. We talked about, like, maybe I should just make another one.
No.
I said, you know what? This is what happens when you cook. Things happen. So the trick is, when something goes wrong, to fix it and make it better. So...
And then just eat it.
Eat it. Because the taste of this, trust me, it doesn't matter what it looks like.
Who cares?
It tastes... Oh my gosh, you're just plowing.
It's so good.
Thank you for watching. We will see you next season, coming up soon. So take care and happy cooking.
But I need a glass of milk.
It's right in there.
Ah!